Hello. Welcome to day 63 of 99 Days of Deeper Embodiment. My name is Jason King. I'm just going to pause for a moment to wait for others to join. Hmm. So when I was in college, actually, it wasn't really college. It was the preparatory school for the United States Military Academy. So it was like a preparatory school to go to college. I ran cross country, and I was on the cross country team, which was a collegiate level team. And so I would run the races, which were 5 miles. And there was always a point in the races where it was like, oh my God, I don't want to go on anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to stop. And a 99-day commitment like this one, I'm feeling it's a marathon. It's like the same type of race where there are hills and valleys and there's uphill climbs, and this is kind of embodiment in motion. It's a marathon. Even though I can see that I'm instantly there every single time I recognize myself, which is every single time that the wholeness and completeness that is seen, boom, that's it. There's nothing else. Every single time that I look at awareness as awareness is, and thoughtless presence is seen, that's it. There's nothing else. Because what is? The intelligence that is moving all always. And I am that intelligence. You are that intelligence. Everything is that intelligence all the time. And that intelligence has no thoughts about itself. That intelligence is not confused about what it is. It doesn't question what it is because it doesn't know. It could never know because it has no thoughts about it. And so every time that this is seen, boom, one step. That's it. There's nothing else. To embody this realization is to see this all the time, no matter what is coming up in reality, no matter what is being felt in the body, no matter what is here, to recognize that all is this. Oh, wow. All is the intelligence that is moving everything all the time. And the intelligence that is moving everything has no thoughts about itself. It just is. Okay, boom, I'm there. Wonderful. There's nowhere else to go. I see. Whoop, that is enlightenment. And everything is enlightened because everything is the one. Everything is the same intelligence moving itself all the time. And so, what is it that feels like it's a marathon? What is that? What is it that feels heavy and light? What is that? What is it that has thoughts? What is that? You see, this is where embodiment is. Embodiment is in the mind, in what is thinking. So it's really quite simple once it's seen exactly how to embody, that the only thing there is to do all the time is see what I am. See that I am the wholeness and completeness, the excitement that is, the excitement that is always curious, that never knows anything at all, that doesn't have any thoughts about it, and focus on that. So we just went through a presidential inauguration in the United States. And up until the inauguration, I could feel a whole lot of tension, a whole lot of anxiety in the collective. I could feel this very, very strong. A lot of anxiety, a lot of panic, a lot of projection. Oh my God, something bad is going to happen. Something horrible is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. And then as soon as the inauguration was over, then it all subsided. It was like, whoa, wow, everyone is celebrating. And I could feel the celebration. I could feel the relief. I could feel the relaxation. It was like all of a sudden, all that panic just dissolved because now all of the horrible potential outcomes are not going to come to pass because now there is a president. And so there was celebration, and I could feel that. It was elation. That's what it feels like. Elation. Like, yay, yay, elation. It's so wonderful. There's elation here. Until there's not. Until there's more ideas, until there's more panic, and that arises. You see, ideas are always arising. So what creates this peak of panic and then this drop off of elation? What is that? The focus on ideas. a lot of people focused on the same ideas. And then everyone is feeling that on the whole planet because it's one collective consciousness. So if every person is focused on the same ideas, then everyone on the planet is feeling that, whether they want to or not. So embodying is being able to allow those ideas to be. Okay, they're there. And as I allow those ideas to be, simply recognizing that here and now, right now, all that is existence itself. All that is the unknown, always. Focusing only on that, then no matter how intense the panic is, how intense the peak is, how intense the energy can be of all of these ideas that everyone is focused on, there's still peace there. There's still presence with it. So the opportunity here, when these ideas rise, is to be fully present with them, integrate them. This is the opportunity. And by integrating them, then they dissolve. And they're no longer there in the collective consciousness. But the peak, and then the dip, and then the peak, and then the dip, and then the peak, and then the dip, by focusing on an outcome and wanting an outcome and desiring an outcome, that just makes it impossible to see the peace and the presence that is always here that you are. Even those that are, consider themselves to be spiritual, that were in the pro-Trump camp, that may feel as if there is a negative outcome here. It may feel as if there's something bad happening, that have feelings of disappointment and deception. What is that pointing to? That's pointing to the ideas that you've been energizing, that there is something here that needs to be avoided or changed, averted, shifted, transformed. And so when that doesn't happen, when your outcome doesn't come to pass, then there is the feeling of deception. There is the feeling of being let down. There is the feeling of something going wrong. But nothing can ever go wrong, you see, because nothing that's happening in the dream affects what you are. And as long as you're shifting the objects in the dream, changing the ideas within the dream, and you're focused on that, then you're constantly experiencing this all the time, which is a duality. You see? This is a sine wave. This is what you're experiencing all the time. Because if you focus on an idea intently, then you have to experience both sides of it. Because every idea has within it its opposite. This is what duality is. Embodiment of the self is dissolving within you ideas, opening yourself fully and completely to feel what is here and now without resisting any of it. And even if resistance is there, simply recognizing that resistance is there and then focusing on the felt sense of wholeness and completeness, even in the midst of resistance. Okay, there's resistance here, there's pain here, there's emotion here, but there's also the felt sense of wholeness and completeness, which is constant, never changes. It doesn't do this. What is present, what is aware, what is seeing that this is here, that there is existence here, what says, I exist, I exist, I exist, that is outside of thought. It doesn't experience the ups and downs of thought. It doesn't experience the duality of thought. It doesn't experience at all because it's not an experience. It belongs to a dimension all of its own. What is the dimension of silence? Can you feel that? Let's feel it right now. Let's be very, very present together and just silent here and now. So if you're experiencing elation because the president that you wanted to win won and is now in office, and that feels good to you, wonderful. But that elation is pointing you towards something. It's pointing you towards the ideas that you're energizing. And what are those ideas? What are those beliefs? When I say ideas that you're energizing, that means that there's a belief there. What are they? See them. And if you're experiencing the feeling of disappointment, the feeling of deception, this is also wonderful. It's pointing to the ideas that you're energizing. It's pointing towards the beliefs that are there. What are those beliefs? Any belief at all is limited. See it. See what the beliefs are. And as you recognize the belief, continue to focus on the dimension of silence that is always constant. And those beliefs begin to dissolve. They dissolve into the space of you because that's where they're arising. The dimension that is always constant, silence itself, is not limited to a body. A body is an idea that arises within silence. It arises within awareness, within presence. And so, if you have a belief that is energized there that says that I really feel bad when this president wins, see that. What does that belief say? Or if the belief says, I really feel good when this president wins, see that. What does the belief say? There's many beliefs there to see. What do they say? Okay. So they say that you're a person in the country and that the country has a government and that the government is this way and that you might be a particular person from a particular place and you might have a particular ancestry um, and so on and so forth. And then there might be beliefs that say that there's light, and there's dark, and there's a spiritual battle between light and dark. There's more beliefs there, you see. There's more imagination there. It's funny because when we get into the realm of spirituality, which some of you that are in my viewership are really connected to me through that, then we're opening the door to more imagination that is within the mind. We're opening the door to more ideas that are there. Because the inner work that we're doing, what we call embodiment, it opens us up to greater dimensions of the mind, greater dimensions of mind. The dimension of silence is outside of mind. It's a dimension all unto itself. But within mind, there's more ideas. So a lot of what we call spirituality is just energizing more beliefs. And those beliefs are there, even when we're not aware of them. And so a lot of the path of spirituality is becoming more aware of beliefs. It's like, oh, there's more beliefs here. Oh, okay, there's more beliefs here. Oh, okay, more beliefs. And so as we become more aware of the beliefs, if we have something like an embodiment understanding where we can meet them with silence, then they begin to dissolve and we're unlimiting ourselves simply through being present all the time. However, if we don't have an embodiment understanding, if we don't have a connection to the dimension of silence, the ability to be present with anything that arises, then inevitably there's beliefs that arise that pull us towards them, like a fly that gets pulled into the light. And so they pull our consciousness towards them. There's an attraction towards that idea. Until there's sufficient awareness, perhaps you've experienced enough of these contrasts, these ups and downs, to where there's no longer a pull. You've had enough. It's like, oh, I've seen that. I recognize that. I know what that is. And then once you see it enough times, then naturally you drop it. There's no more pull towards it. And so those who are feeling elation because it it looks like the president that you wanted to win won, there's still a lot of movement here. It's like, oh, I need a winner. Oh, I need someone in government that is on my side. So there's a lot of identification, a lot of movement here. And on the flip side as well, for those who are feeling a lot of disappointment, see that there's movement there. Recognize this. Bring awareness to it. Investigate it. Get curious. What is this? What are you imagining? No matter what it is that you are thinking, no matter what it is that you are feeling, there is always the dimension of silence, which is love, which is wholeness and completeness. It's like getting so small, going so deep into yourself, so deep, smaller than the molecules, smaller than the atoms, at a felt sense level, getting so small within you. The only thing that is left there is pure awareness. And as you're exploring as pure awareness, which is the self, as you're exploring this dimension of you, then this dimension of you goes in and through the ideas and all around the ideas. The observer is in and through the ideas and all around the ideas. So, for those of you feeling elation now, wonderful, enjoy it. And recognize that your wholeness and completeness is not dependent on anything external to you. And anything that would take away that feeling of wholeness and completeness from you, you're giving your power to. That is an idea that you're giving your power to, that you are energizing. And for those of you feeling deception or disappointment, feel that, be with that, be present with it, and see that even while feeling deception or disappointment, your wholeness and completeness is still here, intact. And that if you're feeling deception or disappointment, then you are placing a lot of energy on an idea that an external circumstances would change you in some way. And this is not true. I love you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy this moment, here, now. Have a wonderful day.